Hello and welcome to this week's Natural Gardening Live with me, Josie Rainbow, your natural gardening coach. Now, today I'm indulging, as I say, I'm indulging my plant geek, the plant geek in me. So my inner plant geek. I want to talk to you in relation to National Water Week, World Water Week, not National Water Week, World Water Week. I want to talk to you a little bit about why plants really need water. Not so much about to keep them hydrated, to stop the leaves wilting, but I want to talk to you a little bit more in depth on it. So indulge me and make of it what you will. If you learn something, fantastic. If it's just an entertaining live, then fine. But make of it what you will. But you're indulging my plant geekness today, so bear with. Going a little bit deeper into why plants need water and how it can support a happy and healthy garden. So after the driest few months on record, it's actually looking a bit nicer out there at the moment because we've had a couple of days of drizzle, a couple of days of torrential rain and thunder and lightning, but it's a nice temperature now and the garden is starting to recover. We all know the basics behind watering. I have spoken about this over the last couple of lives. So the basics around when to water, why you should water, and the benefits of watering, that sort of thing. I've done these lives and I've done these videos for you. But I want to go, there's a few more important ways water can support your plants. That's what I want to go into today. So the key ways that actually what it boils down to. Okay, question for you. Don't worry if you don't know this, it's absolutely fine. Have you heard of the word photosynthesis? So yeah, again, not a science lesson, not expecting anybody to be able to explain this or anything, or give me like the chemical whatever. But give me a thumbs up in the comments if you've heard of the word photosynthesis. So photosynthesis actually relies on the plant holding enough water, it's the basics of it, holding enough water in its system, in its leaves, to support itself. Simply put, it does rely on this. Did you know, actually, this is useless bit of information, it actually applies to us as well. Did you know water makes up 85 to 95% of the weight of plants, of like wet matter, damp matter? I can't remember what the word is now, but the weight of plants when they're living plants. Obviously, when they die, they dry out. So obviously that level drastically drops. But when they're alive and healthy, 85 to 95% of the weight of plants is water. That's how much they need it. As the plant photosynthesizes energy, so if you, I'll quickly explain photosynthesis. Sunshine hits the leaves of the plants, and then try not to go into too much detail, sciencey detail. Plant light photosynthesizes through the chlorophyll in the leaves themselves, creates carbohydrates, creates sugar, creates energy for the plant. Sun creates energy for the plant. Now the water in the cells of the leaves, to say this is my plant geek in me, so bear with me. The water in the plant cells will actually be used to carry that energy from the veins through the leaves, down the stems, and to the rest of the plant. So it will take it to where it's needed as well. So if the plant hasn't got this water in its cells, it won't be able to transport the energy it gets from the sun. It won't work, and then the plant won't have the energy it needs. So photosynthesis is incredibly important. The sun being the most basic of free natural resources next to water, available all over the world in any area, minus the deep dark depths of forests and woods and whatever, but even then they can still get sunshine. Yes, or caves, I suppose, but then you still get things growing in caves, so still a certain amount of light. Anyway, sunshine, most basic natural resource, really reading too much into that one. Yeah, and all plants have this ability. All plant life has this ability to photosynthesize. So incredibly important to have the water in their leaves to move the energy around. So did you know that plants actually sweat? They do, not in the same way that we do, or in a way you'd expect, but they do. They transpire, not so much sweat. Plants transpire through their leaves. Now, the atmosphere, the wind, the sun, even dust to a certain extent, will draw the water out of the leaves. This helps to regulate the temperature of the plant. As we said the other day in, I think it was last week's live, might be the week before's live, I can't remember. We were talking about how watering regulates temperature of plants, keeps the roots cool, helps to regulate temperature. Same from inside out, inside the plant to outside. It can be used to regulate temperature as well. So as the wind blows past the leaves, it's going to annoy me. The wind blows past the leaves, it wicks away water out of the leaves, which will help to cool the plant down. as well. So this is really important to regulate temperature of the plant, to do it naturally, like it is for us when we sweat. It's really important. If the plant gets too dry, the cells break down. And if you've looked at a dry plant, you can basically see what's happened when the cells are broken down. They just crumble to nothing. It's not obviously not good for them because they eventually die. So that's not good. So to have a good way of regulating temperature, incredibly useful for staying alive, as you can imagine. One I've mentioned a few times in the past, water is essential to help the plant to draw up nutrients from the soil. I've done some shorts on soil care, part of my soil care playlist as well. Nutrients are not soluble in the soil. That's why I meant water is essential to keep the plant, to help the plants draw up the nutrients. If they're not soluble, they're not like soluble, broken down in moisture in the soil, they can't be accessed by the plant roots. They can't. Water is also important inside the plant as it is in the soil, as important as it is to help with photosynthesis. It applies the same with roots as well. So if there's no moisture in the root system and there's no moisture in the plant, like with the energy from the sun, it can't then transport the nutrients it draws from the soil up through the plant as well. So that goes both ways. So from the down and from the roots upwards. So it's very crucial really to keep your plants hydrated, or they're not going to do anything with any nutrients at all. They're not going to be transporting it around the plant. They're not going to stay hydrated. Simples. Yes, where have I got to? As it does from the energy of the sun. Oh, there I am. I can see me. Keeping the soil damp. I'm just trying to catch up with my notes. Sorry, a waffle. Keeping the soil damp is crucial for an awful lot of things, including, let's say, like keeping the nutrients soluble, supporting the ecosystem in the soil as well. As I say, watch the videos I've done on soil care. It will explain that in a much more detail than I'm going to now. It will also, as I say, help to the plant to absorb nutrients as it goes through. These three reasons, so what we got here, photosynthesis, get my teeth in, for transporting the energy from the sun around the plant, transpiring to regulate the temperature of the plants, and care for the soil, and technically there's four points here. I did three, but it's fine. Care for the soil and transporting nutrients from the root system, from the soil up through the root system through the plants. So 4 points there. Crucially important reasons your plants actually need water over and above the making sure the leaves don't crumble, don't wilt, and fruit still grows and ripens properly. So I really do hope that you have learned something. You can take on what I've said here and maybe apply it to the videos I've done for the watering playlist, so you can kind of get a bit of reason why it's important to water your garden sometimes but not others, and it's important to how it applies to soil care as well. So, as I say, we are now officially in World Water Week, talking about the unseen values of water. So yes, absolutely amazing. Have a wonderful week, and I will catch you next week for next week's Natural Gardening Live. See you later, guys.